Hello everyone, Alex here from Ustar Gamer, hope we're well. So today's video is going to be about my recent trip to Blackpool Expo. It's been about a week now since I went there. I should have done this video a lot sooner than I had. It would have been a lot fresher in my mind, so I'll try and get through it as best I can because probably something's going to slip my mind. But here we go. So set off on the Friday morning, roughly around about 6 o'clock in the morning, and I set off down south actually before I went north to pick up Scott, Marathon Gaming. Now Scott, if you've not checked out Scott's channel, please do so. I will put a link to his channel in my descriptions. Scott is such a top bloke. I get on really well with Scott. I'm in a WhatsApp group with him, with a few others. Before I met him this weekend, I've met him 2 or 3 times before. You know, he's one of these guys that you can just spend time with and just have a really good time, and that's exactly what we did. The journey up to Blackpool, it flew by, whereas the year before when I went up on my own in the car, it was quite painful, to be honest. About 5.5 hours I think it is from Cromer anyway. But it was a blessing because, you know, to have someone in the car and you can just basically, we talked about everything and anything, and the time just flew. Do you know what I mean? So it was really good. So yeah, we got to Blackpool. God knows what time we got up there. I think probably about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Booked into our hotel, the Regal. I think it's in Cleves or Cleves or something like that. I'll put a picture up. It's not the Ritz, let's say that, but it's got that charm. Do you know what I mean? It's got that charm from probably the 80s, them holidays you probably had with your parents. Yeah, it's it's an interesting place, but I like it, and I like it that much. I'm probably going to stay there again next year. So yeah, once we got there, met up with Si, Ginger Hippy Gaming, and yeah, Si's another top bloke, another guy that I'm in a WhatsApp group with. Spend a lot of time speaking to him. So I hadn't seen Si, I think, since the last Blackpool Expo, so it was really fantastic to see him again. And shortly followed by Superjimtendo, who actually lives really close to the Regal, which is brilliant, you know, because he actually spent a lot of time with us over the weekend. It was a bit like a tour guide, do you know what I mean? So big shout out to Jim. So yeah, once us lot are all sort of booked into the hotel, we all headed up to the Norbeck Hotel where the expo is. But this is the Friday, so this is the day before the expo started. It was quite a lot of YouTubers normally meet up beforehand on the Friday, and it's normally a good blast. And it didn't disappoint. There was a lot of YouTubers there. Got to meet Jay, Cyber Snake 7 for the first time. So yeah, he's a top bloke. Really nice to have a bit of a chin wag with him and see how he's getting along and getting on, sort of thing. So yeah, it was really nice to meet him. Got to meet up with Pete on a retro tip again. Pete's a top guy. Yeah, what more could everyone knows who Pete is? I'm sure everyone that watches my channel, but if you don't know who Pete is, I'll put a link to everyone that I'm mentioning in my descriptions. Please go check them all out because they are all top guys. And there's loads of people I met there as well. I think Rob as well, Knots Gamer, turned up there as well. I can't remember if he turned up on the Friday or the Saturday. I'm pretty sure he turned up on the Friday as well. Yeah, again, just spending quality time, you know, having a few beers, you know, and getting to know each other a bit better. But that, you know, I think me and Scott were feeling it a bit from the journey up, so we sort of left a bit earlier than some. So we went back to the hotel to sort of recharge our batteries for the morning. So what I'm going to do now is I'll play a little clip of a few pieces of like footage that I picked up. I didn't get a massive amount of footage again, but what I'll do, I'll just show you a few video clips I did get, and I'll come back to you.
Just tell us to count,
As you can see, loads and loads of cabs. Some that were there last year, some that weren't. Yeah, just generally great games. We found a few that we found really enjoyable, like Roadrunner on the arcade cab compared to the Atari 2600. Obviously, the power difference is massive. So the arcade game of it was fantastic. I'd never seen it before. I don't think Scott had either. And we probably, me personally, I would say that was the game of the weekend really I played, because I just enjoy playing it, you know. And once I get my arcade cabinet, I keep fretting to doing that, getting my jammer cab going. I'm going to try and get a few ROMs on a MAME or something like that to play some of them games, because it's just so good. So yeah, there was that. We played Point Blank. I really enjoyed Point Blank. Playing that with Rob and Scott. Yeah, I'm pretty good at Point Blank, so yeah, always enjoy trying to see, you know, if I can beat these boys. I think some of them actually did beat me this time, so it wasn't all one-way traffic. So fair play to them. Yeah, just loads of other games, you know, that, you know, usual ones what you see there, like Tron. Another great game. What else did we play? See, I should have wrote a list, shouldn't I? I should have wrote a list, but I didn't, because I thought, oh, I'll just do it off the top of my head. But you get the idea. There was loads and loads and loads. I'll try and put some pictures up with the, you know, some more of the ones that we played together and that. So yeah, you know, there was stuff going on around us. So on the big stage, there was people playing Super Bomberman 10-player, which blew my mind. I always thought you could only play 4-player in Bomberman. Little did I know, but there was 10 people playing it. I think it was on the Saturn, and the color of that, the color, the graphics, do you know what I mean, blew me away, because yeah, I've not seen it so colorful, so vibrant. You know, it was really good. So yeah, there was that, and also Sensible Soccer tournaments were on there. Mario Kart Double Dash, there's loads of people playing that, and then obviously the best show on the big stage was obviously John Romero again playing Doom. Now I really enjoy watching John play Doom. I know he made the game, but it's just fantastic to watch. No one actually beat him over the weekend, but someone did come quite close, I believe. Someone got, he's the first one to 20 frags, and I think someone got 13 frags. And you could see a bit of bead of sweat coming down his head, I think, because he was panicking a little bit. This chap was pretty good at the game. But no, John prevailed and beat him. And yeah, it was just fantastic. So to see that again. So what else was there? Yeah, the gaming market. Loads and loads of stalls set out again. Now the gaming market, that you've got to be careful really, because there's some prices in there that are way above CEX or eBay prices. And in my opinion, I don't get it. You know, why price stuff so steep? Because I was walking around there Saturday and Sunday, and it's quite obviously lots of things weren't moving. But that's their stuff, so it's up to them. You know what I mean? But personally, if I was going now, I would want to move a lot of stuff. Do you know what I mean? I just felt that some of it was just astronomically overpriced. But not all stalls were like that. If you did walk around and you did find there was, you know, like what I'm trying to say is there was one or two dotted within the group of people stalling out, and there was some really good chaps there. I'll show you what I picked up in a minute, once I finished talking about the expo, because I did pick up a few pieces from the guys out there. But then once we had a quick look around there, because I bought most of my stuff on the Sunday. I weren't really in a rush to get anything, so I normally wait till the Sunday when I go up, you know, and then mooch about and see what's still there, kind of thing, and see if I'm interested in anything or not. But then we came out of there, all of us, and headed on over to there's just where every computer you can think of is set up to play. It's just mental. Do you know what I mean? It's just, there's stuff there again that I've never seen before. We had a good crack on a few games. Me and Scott, Marathon Game, and played, what's that called? That boxing game on the Dreamcast. I've got the game here somewhere. I can't remember the name now. But yeah, I'll put the name once I've edited this. Played that, and he handed me my ass. He absolutely annihilated me on that. I'm not very good at it at all, but it was good to play it with a friend rather than, you know, play one-player games at home. So yeah, it was that, and yeah, you know, I played a few other games there. Again, I can't remember what I played now. It's terrible, isn't it? It's only a week ago. But yeah, it was just such a good laugh. So yeah, then once we moved out of there was this section where all these pinball machines were. I must admit, last year the pinballs were there, and I didn't play the pinballs last year, so I was dead adamant that I wanted to play the pinballs because I like pinballs. So yeah, I headed out there with Scott, and we were playing I think we played most of them, to be fair. So the winner, I think there was two really. There was James Bond one, which was really cool. It was quite a modern one. It had like a digital screen at the top. If I've got any footage, I'll show you, kind of thing, on the, you know, what it was like, because it, you know, these modern ones are so good. It's unbelievable what they can do now. And the other winner was Family Guy. If you don't, you know, Family Guy is fantastic. Whatever you're doing, if you're watching it, playing it, or playing pinball with it, I just love Family Guy. It's a great show. So yeah, then we played that, and then yeah, it was the you know, it went so quick. So that was like the first day over. So yeah, back to the hotel. Me and Scott did venture out Saturday night into Blackpool. It was very interesting. I went out there last year with a few of the guys. Scott, I don't think had been out into Blackpool, so we made our way out. It was only me and him. We did go out with Rob and his better half for a bit, but we left them because we didn't want to feel like gooseberries. So we went and found a few bars and that, and yeah, had a few beers. So yeah, it was really good to get out there and see some of the sights. Blackpool's not the best place in the world, if I must be honest. You know what I mean? For a night out, it was a bit carnage in places and a bit weird in others. So I'm a bit used to it not being so mental, if you know what I mean now. But yeah, it was a good night. So yeah, back to the hotel, recharged the batteries again, and then again Sunday went back to the expo for a little bit because we needed to set off roughly about 1 o'clock. So yeah, went back to the expo, played a few more games, watched John Romero kick some people's asses again on Doom, and then went round to the market. So let me show you what I picked up from the market. So the first thing I picked up, no, actually this is the first thing that I got, and these were 4 gifts from Superjimtendo Gaming. Superjimtendo Gaming, sorry. Now, if you've not seen Side channel, please check him out and check out what he's been doing recently. So one of his friends found, I think it's like a storage unit or something like that, and it was just stacked to the brims full of games. And what Side did, which was really kind of him, you know, he wanted to give a bit back, so he knew that I recently picked up a Commodore 64, so he basically gave me these 4 games for it. Games that I've never played before, so I can't really talk about what they're like on them because I still haven't played them yet, but I will get round to it. The first one was Blade Runner, which is really cool because these are like new old stock, I suppose what you'd call. You know, they're brand new inside. It's even got like a poster. Do you know what I mean? I bet a lot of these don't have their posters anymore. But I don't know if you see that. I mean, that artwork's fantastic on there. I'm not doing it justice, am I? But yeah, that was so cool of Si to give me that. Yeah, really happy, mate. And then the next one he gave me, Sidearms, I think it's called. Again, all brand new. Do you know what I mean? There's 2 tapes in there. Let me see that. Sorry. Yeah, and it's just so cool to see these things that are brand new. But you know what I mean, like 40 years old, I imagine. Frighteners, there's no one. I think he just picked out. I told him what sort of games I liked. I like platformers, like puzzle games, and he basically just told, you know, picked out 4 games for me that I'll probably like. Soldier of Light is the last one he gave me. Again, I think this one's. I think this is like a shooter. This one. But yeah, that was just so nice of him to do that. Do you know what I mean? You know, I didn't ask for anything, and you know, there he goes. He just gave me 4 games. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Si. Really appreciate that. So in the market, the first thing I picked up was Xeno Crisis on the Dreamcast. Now, me and Scott and Knots Gamer played a hell of a lot of this while we were there because the developers were there selling these games. Can't remember what I paid for this. I can't remember if it was £20 or £30. It was one of the 2. I've got a feeling it was £20 on the. Well, it might have been 30. I can't remember. I can't honestly remember. It's terrible, isn't it? But yeah, I picked that up because we were playing the game. If you beat the first boss, you got to spin the wheel, and the guys, they gave us a free T-shirt. Let's just open this up. So I chose this one, which is the actual game on the T-shirt, which I thought was rather cool. And they also were giving out these posters. So yeah, I've got a couple for the man cave. I'll probably put them up when I get time. But yeah, you know, those were really laid back. We were playing the Super Nintendo version of it. I think it's on a lot of. It's on the Dreamcast, it's on the SNES, it's on the Mega Drive, the what is it? The Sega Saturn, I think it's on as well. But the SNES version is only recently in production. I don't think it's actually out yet, so it's really cool to actually have a go on that. So yeah, and then the next thing I picked up was Beebis, I think it is. This is from the same developers as that did Rush Rally. This was going quite cheap. I think I paid £20 for this one because he said it's like a NES port or something, which, well, NES is my favourite machine. So I thought, well, happy days. I'll pick that up. And I like Rush Rally, Intrepid Izzy, I think the other one is I've got there from them. So I thought, yeah, that's probably worth a go. The last thing I picked up from the market, and this is what I was talking about earlier about when you go to these places, you sift through. I mean, there's people there just asking astronomical money for certain games, and then there's other stallers there sometimes that are very reasonable, and this guy was. So I saw Rocket Knight Adventures there. Now he had £40 on that, and as you do, you asked, is there anything you can do on that, mate? And he said 35, and I nearly ripped his arm off because this is absolutely mint. I mean, a mint version of this at CEX is going to set you back about £60. A box version is going to set you £40. So I think I've done quite well with that to add to the collection. And the last thing I picked up, I didn't actually get from the market. So Superjimtendo, I was speaking to him through the day, and I told him some of the games that I was really interested in getting from the market if they were there. And this one, he said, well, I've actually got it, Al. Make me an offer and we'll see where we can go. So I made him an offer, he accepted, popped round to see him, and yeah, he let me have it. And that is Adam's Family on the NES. Now I've been after this for a while. I love my NES. I love my platformers, and this actually plays a little bit different to like all the other versions. It's actually playing in the background. As you can see, it plays a bit different to like the SNES version and the Amiga version and the Mega Drive version. So yeah, I remember playing a lot of it back in the day, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't own it. I must have emulated it, or I don't know. I can't remember, but I really, really wanted to get back in the collection. So once again, Jim, thanks very much for letting me have that. Really top guy. Right, so that is pretty much my trip to Blackpool and all the pickups I got. So yeah, I had a fantastic time. All the people I met, really, really great. Please go to the descriptions and check out their channels. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, so till the next video, guys, take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye.